let's talk about how to create a calming vibe in a piece of art. So there's a couple of things that come into play, and let's use this one as an example. One, I would strongly suggest having an intention of creating that, and we talked about that in the last video. It bridges a gap and connects you and the viewer emotionally to the painting, and that's what tips people over to purchase original art. And then from there, there's a couple of things that I do to create a nice calming vibe in a painting, and you don't always have to use them, but contrast is one for sure, but not contrast necessarily of a bright pink and a dark color like a brown or black. I tend to go for a light version of that, maybe muted down, and then against a muted dark color. And what I mean by that is you don't want to use the color straight out of the tube, right? Or straight from the jar. You want to blend them together a little so they harmonize. And all that means is mixing your colors. And so here, I have the brown here, but it has a lot of this green mixed in it. I know some places you can see it, but most of it you can't. This is just painted on top of the brown. But I do put a little bit of that color in the brown paint because it makes it go better. It creates a mood. It brings it all together. And then I'll take some of it, and you can see like this, basically, this painting is two shapes, let's say. There is this bottom shape down here, and then the majority of the painting is this big shape up here. And that's one of the easiest ways to create that calming vibe. So we're gonna have two disproportionate shapes. Like, it's always better when you have one that is less or smaller rather than right in the middle. Now, that said, I know we've all seen paintings where they're smack in the middle and the artist has been able to pull it off. And so, not discounting that, but for those of us that are just starting out, it is a lot easier to do this. And then I'm sure many people are familiar with the rule of thirds, which photographers use a lot, is you don't want something smack in the middle. You want it off to the side, 1/3 to the side, 1/3, or up here or down here. And that creates just a really nice cohesive feel to the painting. So I'm not gonna bother fighting with all this other stuff. I'm just gonna go with what I know works. This big section is an open, spacious section that does not have a lot of big, bold marks in it. It's left that way on purpose so that the viewer can feel like, oh, I could literally like jump into that painting and just get lost. That creates a vibe. And you can see down here, this section is thick, light, and opaque, and it's going up against the dark. And so you've got this strong grounding color, and then something that looks like, it makes me want to say, what is that? Is that a cloud, a fog, a marine layer? Is that water? Is that, what is it? Is it mist, like a thick layer of mist on the ground, of fogginess? And it creates this interest, and it's still like it, and also contrast, but yet it's still in this color range. And so all of that together creates a calming vibe. And I'll take one more that I talked about last week, which is this one right here. Even though they're different colors, the fact that they're all mixed in, it makes it harmonize. And so that's the best way, first best way to get a mood. And then this up here is just all of these colors mixed with white, and it's just muted down. And even though it's a bright color, you can still get a sense of ease and rest and calming vibe out of it. I associate it with, we talked about this, I associated it with the sunset, right? And you know those feelings of relaxation at the end of the day, calm, right? All of that. There's a million different ways you could do it, but this is one of the easiest ways. open spaciousness on top, different sizes, keeping it simple, and a contrast. So choose colors that you feel speak to a mood that you want to create and you want to calm it down. And start with those 3 concepts and see where it takes you.